Honey, that's great coffee. Today I'm going to talk about off-road adventures with my Jeep Gladiator. I've got the 2020 Mojave, as most of you already know if you've been following my channel. If not, feel free to give me a like and a subscribe and all that nonsense. All right, so we had our first off-road adventure with Crawling for Cops at Roush Creek in Pennsylvania. And I had my Jeep for just about a year when I did that. Finally got out on the road. So some of the stuff that you're gonna need if you are new to off-roading, you're gonna need something like this here to take the air out of your tire, okay? And I will say that when I purchased this, I didn't know how it worked. I thought it was gonna be something similar to like a bicycle pump, you know, clip it on and just let the air out. This actually removes the stem, pops it back, and you let the air out very quickly. So if you don't have one, I recommend you get one. And if you have one and you've never used it, I recommend that you go on YouTube and you search for the proper way to deflate your tires, because you're going to thank me later. All right, so some of the stuff I brought with me. I've got the traction board here. And as you can see, it's very orange. It's very clean because I had no need for it at Roush Creek, thankfully. All right, that's number one. Number two, one of the recovery straps. All right, I use this actually. I got myself in a little bit of a pickle, and I'll explain that in a minute exactly what happened. But definitely make sure you have a recovery strap here. This is better than just some utility rope because you know it can take some tension, and they're not supposed to snap on you. So I will explain exactly what we did with this in a moment. And you're gonna definitely want to get yourself a high lift jack. Now, this guy here is 33 inches. Got this one off Amazon, and let me tell you something, it is junk. Okay, it's probably not junk, every tool's got a purpose, but don't make the same mistake I made. If you're looking to get yourself a high lift jack, go for the 48 inches. The reason why I got this one, I was like, 33 inches, I should be fine. I'll use it, it'll take up less space for storage, and that's why I went with the 33-inch one. Let me tell you what happened and why I think you should get the 48-inch one, and if you've already got this one, to just return it and get the 48-inch one, and you know, hopefully you can learn from my mistakes. So Roush Creek is in Pennsylvania. It's probably an hour north of Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and it's you know, it's a lot. They've got a lot going on there. They've got just green trails. They've got the blue trails, which both are for beginners, and that's what I took my Jeep Gladiator on. I took it up again. For the most part, I was thoroughly impressed with the capabilities of my Jeep. We were having a lot of fun. I brought my 2 older daughters. They were screaming, laughing the entire time.
Yes, I am.
All right. What's your favorite part so far?
Going through the water. I just like
Oh,
the
the water was fun. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm sure we'll have a lot more of that.
Yeah.
All right, so how did I get myself stuck? All right, so one of the clips that I showed was me going up a hill, a steep hill with some loose gravel. Once we did that, we came up around a bend and we went through a little bit of a wooded area. And the 2 Jeeps in front of me, they were a little bit further ahead, so I didn't see what line they had. Not that I think it would have mattered much, but it was 2 trees I had to go in between. I was hugging my driver's side because I thought, well, I couldn't quite see how close I was to the passenger side, so I thought I'll just hug my driver's side. So I do that, and that was probably mistake number 1. I probably should have went through the 2 trees at an angle, but I didn't. And so I go straight ahead, and before I can cut my wheel to the left there, I needed to clear my rear tire, and which made me have to drive straight over the boulder right in front of me. And the boulder, as you can see in the picture, it's kind of pointed, and it's pretty small, but it's at least 13 inches off the ground, so it's high enough to get me up. And then when I lost traction, the Jeep slid over to the driver's side and pinned me against the tree. So all we had to do there, make this as simple as possible, because first we thought, well, we'll just kind of, maybe we can winch the one tree over, the tree that I was leaning against over. We tried that to move that off of my Jeep so we wouldn't incur any more damage, and that was really the main part. I mean, I wasn't able to turn to the right because the boulder was preventing my wheel from turning. Like, it was locked up. I had nothing. So I wasn't able to turn the wheel any direction, so I had to go straight, which would have incurred a lot more damage. So we needed to get either the tree off of me, or we needed to get me away from the tree. So the first thing we did was we tried to move the tree over a little bit, and then we started hearing cracking and stuff, and we're like, it's not a good idea. We don't want to get anybody killed over this. So then we tried to hook the recovery straps on my rear bumper up and around another tree on the passenger side, and then back to the Jeep behind me. And as he pulled, it began to move my vehicle over off the tree. But that wasn't all we needed to do, because my tire was still below like a boulder or a rock, so to speak, on the rear side, the passenger. And so that was not letting me completely get off the rock. So what would happen is he would apply the pressure, I would move off the rock, and the tire was still stuck in position. So when he released the pressure, the Jeep was still on the tree. So then we realized we needed to get a high lift jack. We put it at the rear bumper, and we cranked it all the way up. Not all the way up, but pretty high, because the shocks and the springs, you're lifting the jack up, or you're lifting the Jeep up. The body's raising up, but the tire is staying firm on the ground because of the springs and shocks set up. So it was, it took a lot. So that's why I said the 48 inch is definitely the jack that you want for your high lift jack, because the 33 inch would never have given me enough clearance till my tire actually got off the ground. So once we lifted the rear end up, we were able to put some rocks underneath that tire. We were able to then release the jack, and my tire was now, on the rear tire, was now level with that rock that it had been pinned beside. And then we went back with the tow recovery strap and the Jeep behind me, and then it moved me right off that tree, and we were able to go about our day. So it could have caused a lot of damage. Fortunately, the guys that were in my group were more than willing to help, every one of them. Again, like I said, I could have definitely reversed it out. I had plenty of traction, but it would have incurred a lot of damage on it. And I just walked away with a couple little bumps and bruises on the side of the door, nothing crazy. And so yeah, we had a great time. That was very stressful. Off-roading, that's how it is. 1 minute you got big smiles and you're laughing and you're like, oh, this is so much fun. The next minute you're like, oh my gosh, what did I do? I'm the dumbest person ever. But we made some good memories with the family, so I'm definitely glad I did it. I hope you learned something from here, at least my mistakes, or if anything, maybe just make sure you have the right equipment when you go out, because it does make a difference. My final advice to you is to take the right tool with you, treat every obstacle, small or large, as a big obstacle, and you'll grow from your experience. I got a lot of experience, and I can't wait to do it again. So thanks for watching. Next 2 videos coming your way I'll have for you is the reverse lights that replace the reflectors in the rear bumper for the Gladiator, and then the one after that is going to be the half bed rack. It's a RC off-road bed rack. I'll be putting that on there as well. So thanks again for watching. We'll see you next time.